Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to another Liverpool news episode for you guys this evening. Apologies, I am late. Apologies, it is away from the usual 9 o'clock slot. Of course, I was watching the Champions League semi-final, and unfortunately, Manchester City are in the Champions League final. And yeah, it's absolutely. Again, they've absolutely destroyed them. And yeah, it is now the real factor and the real fear that Manchester City are going to win the Champions League. Only one team or one man can stop them. Romelu Lukaku. That's all I'm saying anyway. But hello, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's having a fantastic night anyway. But of course, we will talk more Liverpool stuff anyway. Of course, we're going to speak about Alexis McAllister as well. Of course, news coming out about Alexis McAllister today. And again, obviously, it's a running story, and hopefully, a story that will be ended soon. Of course, the news coming out today. We will, of course, be talking as well about Romeo Lavia as well. Southampton's young talent, of course. They were obviously looking for a sale this summer as well, which, of course, that's going to be a whole, I think, a whole bidding war in that instance as well. And of course, we will speak a little bit about the news. Of course, Liverpool have confirmed that the likes of James Milner, Roberto Firmino, Naby Keita, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will leave the club on a free transfer at the end of the season. Of course, we will speak all about that and all the other information in tonight's episode as well. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Let me know how all of you are as well. And as well, if you're new around here, please hit the like button. Please hit that subscribe button as well. Let me quickly shove me that way as well. But yeah, let me know how all of you are in the chat as well, because I've seen there's been people a bit eager tonight for the show. So again, I apologise for being a bit late anyway. But Daryl was in early saying Craig, who's as sorry to cut off Daryl's question, but who's Craig? I would like to know who Craig is, Daryl. But Craig has said McAllister and Ugarte moves edging closer. Scouts in Lisbon for Ugarte. We are front runners for the contract has been made to McAllister. Also, Timber is getting close. Well, so we're going to speak about McAllister. I have a bad feeling now about Ugarte, personally, but then again, I'd like to be shocked. Maybe Liverpool are keeping us in the not in the loop, which again I like that. I like the fact that Liverpool are realistically, playing dumb. I think with Liverpool supporters, I think that's the best way to do things, personally. But again, obviously, I think there will be different transfers that we don't know about. This is a little bit of an exclusive, but again, Trent's getting a new contract. That's been in the works for a while, supposedly. So again, that's a thing that isn't really getting spoken about too much. But Trent is getting a new contract in the summer. So again, and obviously one name that of course we'll speak about a bit later on in terms of the, of course in terms of the players leaving, Adrian wasn't a part of that neither. Supposedly he's in talks at the minute with a new contract as well. So again, we'll just have to see what happens in the future as well. Batalio Albin as well. Hello, Gary. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Here he is. Yeah, sorry I was late. I do deeply apologise for that as well. But Zambia, I apologise. I'm sorry. I just watching City destroy Madrid. I can't. Yeah, again, look, I was watching it. I was just I was just like logging in when City scored the third goal. And I was like, yeah, it's done now. And do you know what? Fair play to Man City. Again, I don't like Manchester City. Do I think now they'll go on and win it? Yeah, I do. Do I think they'll go on and win the treble? Yes, I do. Unfortunately, but you just have to respect it. Like that's the thing. I don't like it. And don't get me wrong. Like again, I don't like the fact City are winning trophies. I don't like the fact that they are up there at the moment competing for everything. But you just have to respect it. Again, they've been phenomenal this season, and to come back as well the way they have done, again, the start of the season and going through it and the halfway as well, not looking likely they were going to win the Premier League. I think Champions League they were just about getting through. I think now and again, But even still, again, when it's mattered this season, they have absolutely, been hitting the nail on the head anyway. But I just can't. I'm hurt as well. Don't worry, mate. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Hello, Brian, as well. Talio as well. Well, Garrison Talio to John as well. I can't see John's comments as well, but sad to see Bobby leave here. Of course, we obviously mentioned again Bobby. It feels crap, doesn't it? The fact that Bobby's going, I absolutely hate it. Craig Franfield agenda. I thought it was, but I wasn't entirely sure. Again, I'm not particularly sure. Yeah, Craig Franfield agenda. Hi to John as well. Yeah, I still haven't seen a comment from John. Ugarte will be a Liverpool player. Hope so, but I really hope so. Susan saying, getting tired of all these rumors about new signings, most of them clickbait. Yeah, no, they are. Look, again, I don't try. Again, there's so many rumors going around at the moment and everything like that. Again, I don't tend to broadcast too many. Again, I know that we do daily news and so on. But I feel like McAllister is one that is, if things go right, I think will be Liverpool player. If not, then again, I always say look at Nabil Fekir, and again, I don't want to curse things, and I don't. But I'll always go back to Nabil Fekir. Like for me, I was I was working with on the or Daz off on the bench, and we did a load of Fekir stuff back in the day, back in 2018, and that was a time where again it wouldn't get spread out so much if it wasn't the true situation. And of course, we all know what happened then. Of course, Liverpool didn't end up signing Nabil Fekir, and ever since then, I've never been. Again, unlike Jude Bellingham, for example. Like I was convinced Liverpool were going to get Jude Bellingham. Said it for months, years even, probably. And again, look what happened. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But again, yeah, absolutely agree. They have the money, power. That's why. Yeah, exactly. Again, it was bound to happen eventually. But then again, look, it's not. It wouldn't shock me if something happened in the final. Again, I expect Manchester City to win, but never say never. It is the Champions League for a reason. That's the only thing I'm going to say anyway. It's one of John's comments anyway. I can see Man City will bottle the Champions League as always. Hope so. Hope you're right. Not too bad as well. Evening Bob as well. Hello Bob. Hope you're having a fantastic day, mate. Brian said you believed Craig on Bellingham, so I didn't believe Craig. I look, I believe my own stuff on Jude Bellingham. I still believe there was something there with Liverpool and Jude Bellingham. It's just too many problems with the squad and too many things are wrong with the team. Personally, I think that's the reason why Liverpool haven't pursued Jude Bellingham. That's my honest opinion. I think if Liverpool didn't have the midfield crisis that we do have, or don't, or the problems that probably the whole squad has at the moment. Again, I don't think Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool would have gone for Jude Bellingham, 100%. And I think even this summer, look, I still think Liverpool signed 3 midfielders. I think Liverpool signed a centre half as well. This in this window. Again, there's talks of John Matip leaving at the end of the season. There's talks of course, or like we're going to talk about whenever McAllister, Mason Mount's another one that's getting spoken about again. Again, look, I think it will be a very busy summer for Liverpool, and I would not be surprised if probably a week after the season ends, Liverpool have signed a player already. That's the thing I'm going to say. But yeah, absolutely. Liverpool should get both Saicedo and McAllister. Connor, absolutely agree, 100%. Again, I don't underestimate that. Absolutely, no, I don't, Gary. But again, only time will tell anyway. But Coop Mine as well, yeah, he's another one that's getting spoken about at the minute. I think he's a plan C or D option, for being honest. Again, value wise, I think he's what, 25 mil. I think Atalanta have put on him as well. It's a cheap option, which again, Dutch international, can well rounded midfielder. I've certainly looked at him once or twice in terms of data, in terms of looking at him, fits the bill kind of for Liverpool. But yeah, I think look, it's 100%. It's going to be um, it's an interesting one, I think. Anyway, if I'm being perfectly honest, Barella 70 mil. Yeah, again, Barella is an unrealistic one. I think Barella ends up going to City. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think he ends up going to City. Only when you're gone. Oh no, I know you are. I'm only kidding. I said Jude Bellingham was coming to Liverpool. I'm kidding. Anyway, only one you've got. I know Craig going back years. I used to be on for the gym himself back in the day, but he got that badly wrong, and he knows it as well. Yeah, there's certain stuff that again I don't agree with. Um, all stuff for money and clicks. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on it. Anyway, but we will move on to the news then, of course, and we are going to talk about Alexis McAllister now. Then, of course, it has come out saying that Klopp is believed to have received glowing feedback on Alexis McAllister's character and training habits from Adam Lallana, of all players, of course. Again, we all know the love between Adam Lallana and Jurgen Klopp. Of course, McAllister is keen on a move to Merseyside, may seen as a key month in determining his future as well. And what was also interesting as well, that earlier on, ESPN Argentina as well also reported saying that Alexis McAllister is close to being a Liverpool player as well. Now, a couple of days ago, I know a couple of people were a bit anxious about McAllister, saying, I know Ricky is one of them if he is watching, it's now 4-0 Manchester City. Jesus Christ. But nevertheless, move away from that. But I think some people are a bit cautious and a bit worried about it because that Brighton reporter come out and said that McAllister only wants Champions League football. If he was to move from Brighton, which I think is untrue. Personally, I think it's very much untrue. That I think McAllister, I think like Jurgen said in the latest press conference before the Leicester game, when he said, "Look, we're Liverpool Football Club." Yeah, Champions League is attractive, and don't get us wrong, it is. It's huge in that aspect of things. But we are Liverpool Football Club. Again, there's so many things behind the name and just the history of Liverpool Football Club. And it's not only that neither. You look at the squad, you look at the manager himself as well. You get to work under Jurgen Klopp, and when you ask, a various amount of players, again, probably you look at Brighton at the moment in terms of Adam Lallana. I think if Alexis McAllister spoke to Adam Lallana about Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, I think again Adam Lallana would 100% give Liverpool high remarks. I should say. So again, I think personally this deal is getting close. Again, I think it's interesting. Again, like I'll show on screen right now in terms of ESPN. Argentina. And again, there's multiple reports in Argentina saying Alexis McAllister is close to being a Liverpool player. It's not only ESPN, but ESPN is, of course, a major one in Argentina. But again, I do think Alexis McAllister to Liverpool is almost, here we go then, realistically. I think we're now just waiting. Of course, we know that there's been a contract offer. We know that Alexis McAllister's agency, or his father, realistically, has looked at the offer. Supposedly, it's meant to be a very attractive offer what Liverpool have given. It's now just fee, and by the looks of things, Brighton want around 70 million. We know Liverpool not going to want to spend 70 million pounds on Alexis McAllister. So there's going to be some compromise. But then again, I do think, and like I said earlier on in the stream, I do think Liverpool will get him done. I do think it will be early. We know from Fabrizio Romano as well, from other streams, you guys will know as well, that Liverpool will, of course, get the deals done nice and early. Jurgen Klopp wants everything done, or majorly everything done, before pre-season starts. So again, it looks to be, the ball is rolling. Of course, Brighton have already started getting their replacements in, with James Milner, of course, looking like he could be going to Brighton. Of course, obviously, I think Mohamed Dahoud as well, from Borussia Dortmund, is also going to Brighton on a free transfer. So, and again, it wouldn't surprise me if Brighton do end up selling McAllister for, say, 60 million, and then end up selling Moises Caicedo for 80, 90 million. I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton ended up spending 50, 60 million on a midfielder of their own. When we take it into consideration, especially the transfer fees that they've had over the last 2-3 seasons. They've you look at Cucurella, McAllister, and Saicedo, of course. But I think Saicedo is an interesting one, though, guys. And let me know your guys' thoughts, because I haven't got the actual quote of Neil Jones, but I think when he was speaking on Redmond today, he came out and said that Liverpool are going after Alexis McAllister. They're keen on Alexis McAllister, but Saicedo is the one that they should be going for. And I think that's I think that's it's possibly true. When you look at it, because we talk about a mid. You look at Saicedo at the minute in the Brighton team. At the moment he's interchanging between right back and DM. At the moment, again, I think against Arsenal, he was playing that role. He was playing similarly like a Trent role in that way as well. But again, I think it will be interesting to know over the next couple of weeks, because again, Arsenal look like they're pushing a lot as well for Saicedo and Declan Rice as well. Yeah, it is full time now in the Man City game. They are through to the final. Crap. But nevertheless, anyway, you haven't got 6 of them yet. So again, brilliant. Anyway, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Inter Milan can beat them in the final anyway. Jesus Christ, wouldn't that be fun? 4-0 City as well. Yeah, thank you, bro, as well. 4-0. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know what you're on about, but Gary, I'm not going to lie. That's why I no longer associate with Upper Gentleman. Yeah, they can. Again, it works for them. And don't get me wrong, I've worked with Craig before. I have no problem with him personally. But again, I just think it's it's a bit shit. But we offered him a financial package about a week ago. It's up to him. Yeah, no, it is. Again, I've seen a couple of people go a bit scared, because everyone's like, "Oh, Manchester City are going to go after him." It's like, no, they're not. Again, I think Liverpool will wrap everything up quicker than I think. The only thing now is the fee. I think personally, it's just getting everything done between Brighton and Liverpool and keeping it quiet, because I think that's the one thing that Liverpool, over the last 12-month period, we've not done so well. We've not been able to keep transfers quiet. And I say that, but then you look at the Luis Diaz situation. Nobody knew about Luis Diaz until it was literally done. I say until it's literally done. Of course, Spurs helped in that way, but there was other bits and pieces as well where, in certain aspects, things things aren't done behind closed doors anymore at Liverpool. It's very much open. We know who Liverpool want. We want, McAllister, Mason Mount, Gravenberch, Timber now looks to be one that we're going after as well. I think is it who's the Sporting fella? Inacio as well. That we're meant to be going after as well. So again, there's vast amount of players that Liverpool are looking at this summer. And again, when people say, "Oh, Liverpool aren't going to sign anyone," "Oh, Liverpool haven't got no money," blah 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 blah, Liverpool will spend this summer. I'm 100% confident in that. And if they don't, then yeah, expect the FSG out people, which I fully back, by the way. Trent stays at right back and plays this hybrid role. We don't put him in midfield, kind of defeats the whole purpose. Yeah, no, 100%. This is the new Liverpool now. We know this. Jurgen Klopp said this before the Leicester game. And yeah, it's 100% now Liverpool in this new hybrid role. Look, you've seen Trent, Trent reborn in that aspect of things. And again, I love it. I love the fact that Trent now he's dominating games. And long may it continue, of course. Because it, if Liverpool get top four, and this thing, we're not going to really talk about top four race tonight. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, a little bit. Of course, if there isn't anything coming out tomorrow. But if Liverpool get top four, like you can go back and watch previous videos. I said it back the season we got the centre half in problem. If Liverpool get top four, it's the best thing that Jurgen Klopp's done to date in that aspect. If Liverpool get top four now, considering the fact we've been utter crap for the entirety of the season, apart from the last 9 games of the season, like that just goes to show that Liverpool aren't that far away from being back to being challengers in some aspects as well. And it's annoying the fact that why didn't we do this earlier in the season? Why didn't we try something else? Again, I know Jurgen has laid out why we didn't change things earlier because again there wasn't enough time to do so, and I can understand that. But yeah, just think if we did it a bit earlier, if we did it like 3 or 4 games earlier, what could have been this season? It's a thing. But again, I don't think Liverpool are miles off of it. I think Liverpool, you get the right people in the summer, you work on it in pre-season, and then next season you go for it again. And again, it will depend on signings. We don't sign the players that we want, of course, then it'll go down the pan. Of course, and everything I've just said, it's not gonna be better. I'm glad we've got Klopp and not Pep. He just loves his boys, and he's a brilliant manager as well. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Con, as well. Hello, Doug. Hopefully, you're all right, mate. I was going to say good evening, mate, but hopefully you're right, Doug, as well. Gerson says, Saicedo, McAllister and Barella would be perfect move. Brilliant, we could get all 3, but I don't think that's the 3 we're going to get, unfortunately. Jota was out of the blue. Yeah, no, Jota was. It was after the day after Thiago, wasn't it? You look at that. Then the last 18 months, I feel like Liverpool haven't been. I don't think Liverpool have been very secretive of who we want. Like we was with Fabinho, like it was with Jota, like it was with 1 or 2 other players as well. That's for me. That's what it's like. But we need United to hand it to us. They need 2 wins from 3, don't they? If they win on the weekend, if they win on Saturday, then I do think that they get top 4. Unfortunately, but yeah, look again. Would a season in Europa League be too bad for that kid? Of course, it's horrific. But look again, just thinking in a positive way, we've been miles better. And again, we can take what the back end of the season we can take into next season. That's the best way of looking at it anyway. But Avenger saying we're miles off as well. Also saying Brighton and Chelsea to get points off the Magpies. Bloody hope so. Absolutely hope so. I think we're miles off because we're behind others who also improved. So we'll still be behind, unfortunately. I don't know. I generally don't. I don't know if I'm being perfectly honest. Adventure. I can understand where you're coming from. 100%. I can 100% agree with what you're saying. But I just look at it and I don't think United have improved. I think, if I'm being perfect, like you look at last season where they finished and looked at, I think that the whole league has come down from last year in terms of quality. Like all right, Arsenal, City are up there. Don't get me wrong; they've been up there for the entirety of the season. You then look at Newcastle. Of course, Newcastle's done really, really good for what they've done over the last couple of years. But you know what I mean, like in terms of the league performance. But I think again, Liverpool. I think we expected a small drop off. It was a huge drop off from Liverpool. I think we 25 points off or 30 points off from where we was last season. Again, it's ridiculous. But United haven't improved that much. Chelsea are down there, Spurs are down there. I think United have got a bit lucky, if I'm being perfectly honest. But again, I think next season, I think we'll be back to it. Again, you have to believe that. But who knows? Luton v Coventry in the Championship playoff final. By the way, oh, I didn't even know that was tonight. I thought it was tomorrow. Coventry beat. Who they beat? Middlesbrough. Bloody hell. I'm not gonna lie. I think Luton win. I think Luton win. And then the unfortunate part about that, they have to spend 15 million on their stadium to get it right for Premier League standards. So, yeah. But yeah, like again, that's mad. The fact that Coventry and Luton, one of them will be in the Premier League next season. That's mad when you think about it. Considering the fact that Middlesbrough have been around top two all season, or pretty much all season. Yeah, that's mad. To be fair, but fair play to him as well. But I do think Luton will win playoff final. To right, Connor, look at this run of form. That's title-winning stuff. We're going to be right back in the mix next season with fresh legs in midfield. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Liverpool winning the title next season. I wouldn't go as far as that. I said that this season, and look at what happened. Trent looks a lot happier too. Yeah, he does, absolutely, 100%. Albertson saying we don't deserve top four. I agree, we don't, but if we can, absolutely brilliant in that way as well. But what do you guys make of Ivan Toney's ban 8 months to little right punishment? I think it's probably about right. I've seen a couple of people saying that Liverpool should put a cheeky bid in for Ivan Toney. I don't think anyone can buy him. I think he's banned entirely from football activity. So again, that now means the fact that Brentford will now have to buy a striker in the summer, by the looks of things. So, yeah, it leaves everyone in a bad situation. But again, it's expected. Like, look how long this has taken. Like, why is it he got charged? What was it, 4 months ago, or somewhere around there? Like why is it taken that long for the punishment to come out? Like, I think it's stupid. Perfectly, to be perfectly honest. But Klopp's complacency is what has put us here as well. Yeah, but then again, I also think it's also the team itself. Like, you look at again, the performances of like Fabinho, Henderson, Trent as well, earlier on in the season. Again, it's a multiple things, isn't it? I think obviously we've said that plenty of times, haven't we? But I expect the drop off. I thought we'd be fourth at the end. I expected a little bit of a drop off considering the fact we nearly won everything last year. But I didn't. I personally didn't expect this amount of drop off, for being honest. But 5 years ago, Coventry v Luton was in League One clash. In 2023, they are meeting for the place in the Premier League. It's brilliant, isn't it? Again, let me know your guys' thoughts as well. If anyone is watching, let me know who do you think will go through, Luton or Coventry. Again, I've said Luton. I think they've been brilliant the second half of the season. When I've watched about 5-6 games of Luton on Sky, and what I've seen, they've been very, very good. So yeah, that's just what I think anyway. But the playoffs are always mental. They are mental, to be fair. Remember when Cardiff? Because obviously I live, Wales. But obviously, I remember when Cardiff. Did Cardiff got through the playoffs? No, they lost the playoffs. They lost the playoff final to someone. Was it Blackpool? I think Cardiff lost it. And again, I remember people being like, "Oh, Cardiff should have won that," but again, that was obviously donkeys years ago. Hard to do the poor recruitment in the summer. Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, I think it was David Lynch said that the main stand extension has cost Liverpool multiple players, I think, over the summers. So yeah, not too good in that aspect of things either. But I thought, let's not do FSG. I need for God's sake, Albert. Don't matter how long you're in a certain position, it's about the end result. Yeah, absolutely. Well, look at Arsenal, for example. Like, and again, I don't want to slate Arsenal. I don't, but I do at the same time. You look at Arsenal. they are the biggest bottle jobs in the Premier League. In Premier League history, they are biggest bottle jobs. They have spent the most amount of time on top of the league. If Man City do win the league on the weekend, by the way, Arsenal will have been. I think they've been on top of the league for 200 and something days. I think it's 240 something days that they've been on top of the Premier League table this season, and they have not won the league. They're the. Liverpool I think Liverpool were on top for it was something mad, wasn't it? I think it was like 100 days, something like that, and we lost it. I think they've been on there for 200 days, or 200 plus days, and they've lost it. No one's ever done that. So, again, Arsenal, the biggest bottle jobs. Anyway, but Luton says Albert, obviously Darryl saying Luton as well. I hope Luton win. Albert's saying, sorry, let me go back up. They play like a Prem side as well, says Albert. I think the quality going up, if it is to be Luton, you look at what Sheffield's, again, Sheffield, I think it's a bit iffy next season. But Burnley have played phenomenally this well. Luton have played brilliantly to get into the playoffs and nearly catch Sheffield, of course, for automatic promotion as well. So, yeah, the standard coming up is a lot better. But one wants to see commentary back in the Premier League, says Gary. I think that's Taff. Says it was beautiful to watch right mid getting smashed. Real Madrid getting smashed by Manchester City. I personally wanted Madrid to win. I'm not going to lie. I hate both. But again, if Inter can win it, happy birthday days. Either way. But massively want to slate those fans who walked out v Brighton. Absolutely pathetic. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Isn't it mad that Nathan Jones stopped Manchester City from winning the quadruple? Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? Arsenal, yeah, no, they did absolutely. Luton always have the best club crest as well. Costa scored at Anfield South. I hope so. But Liverpool are the only team to have lost the fewest games and not won the league. I think twice. Yeah, that is true. I think last season and 18-19 was it? I think we lost one game in 18-19 and we lost two games last season and we didn't win the league again. But I feel like with Arsenal though it's different because you look at their points drop from like the first period of the first part of the season to the last like 12, 13 games. It's a carbon copy of what's happened last year where they bottled top four. So there's consistency there when you take it into consideration anyway, to be fair. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on that, to be fair. But we will move on anyway, because again, I said I was only going to be half an hour. I've been half an hour just talking about a few things anyway, but of course, if I can get the bloody slide up, there we go. Let me take just comment down. But of course, we are going to talk about now, of course, obviously Southampton's youngster, and of course, former Manchester City player as well, Romeo Lavia as well. Lavia, sorry, as well. Of course, on Redburn TV, they did mention that Liverpool are the club most advanced in convincing Southampton midfielder Romeo Lavia to join as well. Of course, I believe that was a Belgian reporter on Redburn TV speaking about this, and it is an interesting one considering the fact that there is a £40 million buyback clause in his contract with Manchester City, but that doesn't activate until next summer. So not this summer coming up, next summer. So of course Southampton have rightfully come out and said that they are wanting. I think they've come out and said they want 50 million for him already. Which if that is the case, then like I don't personally see. I personally don't see Liverpool going after him. I think if that is the price tag for him, again, I think Liverpool should go after Ugarte, if I'm being perfectly honest. The only thing he does have, in his credit, is Prem proven, Prem experience, all of that good stuff. And yeah, for me though, I don't think personally Liverpool should go after him for £50 million. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments because again, I think obviously on on paper and on stats, yeah, he looks like a very, very good player. I think he's 19 years of age as well, so of course has plenty of time for improvement. But again, I think Liverpool, if he is around £50 million, I think Liverpool should probably look at other targets. If I'm being perfectly honest, so you look at potentially like Ryan Gravenberch in that aspect as well. To be fair, but obviously speaking more of that now, of course, Liverpool confirmed earlier on today that Roberto Firmino, James Milner, Naby Keita, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will be leaving the club as well. They did come out in a statement saying that we can confirm Roberto Firmino, Naby Keita, James Milner, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will leave the club upon the expiry of their contracts in this summer. Special acknowledgements will be paid to the quartet at Anfield. I don't know if I said that right, but at Anfield, with further tributes to follow at the end of the season as well. So again, obviously, it's a sad situation, certainly with two of them, with of course James Milner. More importantly, Bobby Firmino. I think Bobby Firmino is going to be the one that I think all of us going to be like, please don't leave. But I think, look, obviously, what a career it's been for all of them. You could say, because of course they've won so much. Excuse me, and you could say, of course, on their resumes, of course they're league winners, Champions League winners, and so on as well. But of course, with the likes of Ox and Naby, it has been a bit disappointing, considering the fact that, again, Ox not so much because with his injuries and so on, of course, it hasn't worked out, at the best. But again, I think when you look at Naby, for me, like, of course, I used to love Naby Keita. I still do a little bit, but for me, Naby's definitely gone down that pecking order for me ever since, of course, those rumours started coming out about him refusing to play for the club because he was leaving. Again, if those rumours are true, again, I'm happy that he's going to be leaving if they're true. But again, Bobby Firmino and James Milner, they deserve a massive send off. And for me, I think, look, Bobby's song should get sung. Of course, it got screamed at the King Power. It should be sung for the entire 90 at Anfield on the weekend. But any ideas where the departing players are linked to go? Milner to Brighton, that's confirmed. Pretty much. Bobby, Atletico Madrid, I think at the moment that's the biggest shout, probably even Barca as well. Naby and Ox, haven't got a clue. There's been no rumours, no links. I wouldn't be surprised if Ox ended up at Brighton, if being honest though. Not Ox, sorry. Not even Brighton. Ox will end up at West Ham. I think that's it. Naby back to the Bundesliga probably. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Ox will stay at a Premier League club. I'm pretty sure on that. But again, who knows in that aspect of things anyway. But Daryl says Ox Villa possibly. It's a possible destination for him. But again, I'm not particularly sure. But Anzin saying it's Gravenberch. I think we will sign only in my opinion. Again, I think Liverpool sign Gravenberch, McAllister, and Mason Mount, if I'm being honest. Maybe we might get a few more in as well in terms of squads, but of course time will tell in that aspect of things as well anyway. But guys, we are going to leave it there for tonight anyway. Big thank you to all of you guys for again massive support on the channel. Sorry again we were late. Of course we were watching that mess of a semi-final against of course Liverpool and look at Liverpool against Manchester City and Real Madrid. Of course Man City are in the final now, which sucks. But look, hopefully Inter Milan and Romelu Lukaku can stop Manchester City from winning a Champions League, but I highly doubt it anyway. But hopefully have a fantastic rest of your night anyway. Of course, I think tomorrow we might be doing a bit of a different show tomorrow, I think, unless of course there's any news coming out. Then we might be having a look at the squad and having a look at maybe tactically what Liverpool have changed. Maybe if I can do this one thing. anyway. But again, and hopefully we're going to be getting people on soon. Um, Trying to work on some journos as well coming on. James Pierce, all those guys are trying to get them on. So James, if you're watching, get on. No, I'm kidding. He's not going to watch. But look, hopefully we'll get. I've got, of course, a couple of guests on in the near future. Anyway, but Susan says great stream, Connor. Thank you as well. Thank you for popping in as well. Cheers, Connor, as well. Could see Bob. And happy going back to Leipzig and Oxford Forest or Bournemouth. Yeah, absolutely. How much does Liverpool have to spend? 250, 300, I think. 200, 250, I think, realistically, for the summer, for being honest. But yeah, hopefully have a fantastic rest of you guys. Yeah, can't talk. Hopefully have a fantastic rest of your day, guys, if you haven't already. Of course, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button as well if you're new. Hit the share button as well, guys. Get people, get more Reds in here as well. Yeah, hopefully we can get to 1.1k as soon as possible anyway. But yeah, hopefully all of you have a fantastic rest of your day. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.